And guess who's back? Who is that guy? I mean, where'd he go? Oh, hey, that's me. Healthcare sucks. And I'm back saying healthcare sucks. That's right. Even early morning, I got it, guys. Um, I was going to say hello to Mr. Wu, but you know, today, let me move a couple things. I've been having early morning food. I don't want everybody to think I'm a total hog. I'm quite the eater. I like to eat, uh, but not too much. Remember that. When you guys are at home, this is your lesson for today. It's okay to eat. It's okay to eat a little bit more, but then you got to work it off. That's how that works. All right. All serious aside, um, I'm working on a few things I should have out later today or tonight, and I'll share some stuff with you guys I've been working on. I took a break for a little while and I watched this um, amateurish kind of Joker, Batman kind of thing. And I put it out there, guys. And you should have got like a little where you send out a thing. Um, it was actually pretty good for amateurs. I was like amazed, guys. And I don't usually watch like B movies and stuff, but this is like a high B movie. I mean, it was pretty quality. Anyway, that's what I've been doing when I goofed off and took a break for a while. But I'm back. So I want to start with something. Unfortunately, everything we're doing right now is serious, guys. I can't really say anything's not serious at this point. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm going to watch this with you guys for a minute. Is this not something out of a movie? Even the music, guys. Here, let's listen to the music. The music adds to this. I mean, is that not, honestly, is there not something just movie-ish about this whole thing you're seeing here? And I'm going to quiet it down now a little bit. I mean, we're over 1 million now. And there was people scoffing 30 days ago and basically saying that we never reached this and we never reached that. And it's all a bunch of hooey. Well, you people that were scoffing, not Team 99, not you, but that guy way in the back that just tuned in for a second that don't normally watch Healthcare Sucks, that guy and his buddies, those people, the ones that, you know who I'm talking about. When you guys brought this up to your friends and family or neighbors or somebody, you brought this up and they went, You're you're crazy. That could never happen." And then went on with their little what they thought was their wonderful lives, that every day was going to be the same old scenario every day. You get up, you eat your stuff, you go to McDonald's and have your sandwich, and then come home and have your beer, let's just say. Well, guess what? It's not like that no more. And I don't know about you guys eating out and stuff, but I am kind of hesitant to be eating anything coming from eating out. Now, I know in some cases you have to. I'm praying for you guys because you have to. Um, Part of mine is where I live. Luckily, I don't have access to like Jack in the Box within walking distance and Pizza Hut a mile away and Domino's. And, where I live, we do have a pizza that delivers, and I can drive 10 miles and, you know, get a McDonald's or something. But it's just not a comfortable feeling now eating out. And that's wrong, guys. Do you realize what they have taken away from us? This thing has taken away from us, guys. All of our simple everyday security blanket, little warming things that we took for granted every day, that when you got up, you were going to go to that bathroom, take a shower, do whatever you do, go to work, have lunch, drop your kids at school, do whatever at the end of the somewhere lunchtime meal, you know, go to the park, meet some people there maybe, and then go back and pick up your kids and go home. Well, my goodness, all that's changed, hasn't it? In like a wink of the eye. That fast. Really, this is a wink of the eye. Out of any of our lives, 60 days, give or take, is a wink of your lifetime. Even if you're 20 years old, it's a wink of your lifetime. And, you know, to think of this, it is almost like this in the background, this music and these numbers that keep, and then this even. Let's look at this. In mid condition, that's almost 1 million people. 39,000 serious cases with an outcome. We don't even know if any of this is real, but I'm just going by what we have here today. Recovered and discharged, 60,000 deaths. You know, I hesitate, but I'm going to say there's probably 500,000 people dead already between everywhere and between what we're not being told and what's actually connected. There's just so many more. And then this million cases, I'd have to say more like 3 or 4 million, probably, guys. I mean, there's just so much out there that's not been diagnosed, or the tests are inaccurate, and it's just nutty. It's really nutty, guys. I know you guys are listening to me and you're thinking same thing I'm thinking. You know, this is true, man. It's like the world has changed, and what's really strange, guys, and I go out and I check out a lot of things out there, you know, and you've had more time, guys, to go and do what I do, is see what's out there and explore. You have to keep an open mind and weed out the stuff that's just not even feasible. But, you know, you can watch that nutty stuff, let's call it, and say, maybe. Because some of that nutty stuff is actual reality now. That's scary. That's scary for the common people. Let me give you an example real quick. UFOs, aliens. 20 years ago, maybe even less, aliens were like this. You're a joke, man. Aliens don't exist. You know what I'm saying. It's just how it was. And in the last few years, all of a sudden, the Navy's coming out. Tucker Carlson is saying there's aliens and UFOs. Not saying there's little green men or grays, or, you know, we could go into all the aliens thing or the reptile guys, or I've seen it all and done it all, guys. Literally everything that you could do and watch, and every kind of scenario you could almost everything you could come up with, I've ran the numbers. That's how I come up with what I come up with, guys, is over years of watching this and that and putting it together and weeding through it and watching. And then the tall tale little things when the government, it's just not right. You read between the lines. I mean, that's how you get where I'm at, is by doing all this. And I think we all, just like I call it a roulette wheel, you know, where you throw the ball and you're at Reno in the casino and it's going around, and that's what this was. This was not an earthquake. It was not the meteors yet. This was not Nibiru, Planet 9, whatever you call it. This was not earthquakes, if I didn't cover that, which, by the way, we're having some hella good earthquakes, hella bad, good, whatever, out there in Idaho that are felt all over. And, you know, that's not too far from, the big place, Yellowstone. I'm not a paranoia there either. And underneath the ground, in the last few years, we found out there's stuff there too. You know, so this is like, it's all just too real, you know, all of a sudden. And then bam, it's not that we didn't think, or at least some of us didn't think, you know, watching these guys tinker around in labs and do stuff. And when little Timmy from CD controlled, you know what I'm talking about, CDS, whatever it's called anyway, the CDC. Sorry, guys, had a moment brain. Um, CDC. Anyway, little Timmy that came home one day and his keys were on the table. He called his neighbor and said, "Don't call back. Don't call back. They're after me, or they'll come and find you." Or everybody was all weird, and his dog was left there, and his maybe even his pants. Okay, and then the guy ends up floating like a week or two later in a creek, and they said he tripped and fell in the water, and or then they tried to say, "Oh, it was suicide." A guy like that, and they tried to say because he didn't get a promotion. A guy like that does not do that. And I think if we went way back to then, and then if you really look deep, there was probably about, I'm going to say 20 plus people in hierarchy levels that mysteriously like pulled a shotgun with your toe and slipped or something, or was hit from behind in a car and pushed over a cliff. You guys get where I'm coming from. So anyway, with all that, if you read the lines and you know these guys are goofing up, and eventually something's going to happen. I mean, when you do this, I mean, even if you take the Resident Evil scenarios, you know, where they're deep underground in these secret labs, you know, shit can happen, bottom line. And then you could take like The Stand, the movie The Stand. If you haven't seen it, this is a great time. Watch The Stand. It's like many hours, but it's a watcher. It really is. And so they were doing experiments, and it got loose, and the guy got through the gate, and bam, anarchy and spreading of the stuff. I'm not going to ruin the film, but it's a watcher. You know, and then we've got all the zombie movies over the years that they've been programming us with, and that's another thing with Hollywood and what they put out, this pre-programming and everything going on. It's so real, you know, and you kind of learn to read in between the lines, and it could never happen. I mean, how many movies exactly like this scenario we're in? Close. Has there been? One of them was Contagion. I haven't watched it myself yet, but only because I'm living it. But one of these bored days, it's on Netflix if you guys want to watch it. So my thing is, honestly, guys, that we're having this chat time here is just it's so, use the phrase, so real. So what do you do about it? Well, right now, I've been fighting for everybody to get their checks and equal pay for us all, and maybe a little extra food stamps and other stuff. Well, I'll give you a little hint. When I was, I've really been out there shaking the bushes for everybody and for myself, in all fairness. And I did get a response from Ron Wyden's office. That's Senator Ron Wyden. And the great privilege I was given is she's going to keep me on some kind of committee standby kind of thing. So it's actually, and I do have a direct number now, guys, which is huge. Not everybody gets something like that. And I'm not saying this out of I think I'm cool by any means, because I'm not all that. This is somebody bigger than me working through me that I'm helping, and I'm not asking for nothing ever. It's not about monies, the cool hats, the cool shirts, you know, that I joke about. You know, I've got a really cool hat I got from a girl the other day. I'm going to give her another shout out in another video. I've gotten a shirt or two from people over time. And, you know, those are super, super awesome things for me. They make me super happy. But the bottom line is, that's not why I do this. So back to that point real quick. I'm going to share a little, and I'll go into more of this on another video. So we did discuss extra food stamps for everybody. That looks like that's a real possibility in Oregon. So if it is here, your governors and senators and whatever should be, if this happens, we're taking the same approach. So more food stamps, whoopee-doo. A little bit of helping the people doesn't, you know, it's covered. Believe me, and all the trillions and all the emergency monies and the federal and state emergency monies, it's covered, guys. It's covered. It's covered just out of the 2.2 trillion. Believe me, it is covered. And it's not no joke. It should be covered in a time like this. That's why, as Americans, we pay taxes. That's why we've let bozo banks out and bailed them out. That's why we let Wall Street, excuse me, I'm breaking the rules, but I had to. We let Wall Street walk all over us and make millions and billions of dollars and treat us like we're a fire hydrant. Yeah, a fire hydrant. And a deplorable. Let's put that out there too. Because kind of felt like that. And I'm not saying we're not yet out of the deplorable woods. So that's one thing that looks like it's on the table. The other thing I shot out is the cash with it for everybody under certain income. This is state. This is not the stimulus. And she and I talked, and there is on the table about all the people I've been mentioning: SSI, SSS, Social Security, SSD, SSA, all the Social Security realm, seniors, disabled, mentally ill, homeless, people who work out of their houses, people that are self-employed. In other words, the people who slip between the cracks. That is on the table and it is being discussed on how us the people that slip between the deplorables, let's just use it, are getting some stimulus. So it is being talked about. Some other good things. I'm giving away a lot of what I'm going to do tomorrow, or once I get this all together for you guys. They are looking at seriously how to help the homeless and stuff, and health wise and money wise, and maybe getting that cleaned up. I've said this in another movie, with the response that we're seeing in the stadiums and setting up these emergency rooms. I know all this needs to happen, but we could have been doing this all along for the homeless and getting these people somewhere, at least a camp to go to, something out there for these people, and medical and some oversight on things. And you know what I'm saying, help. So now we're looking at maybe these things are going to come into the picture on the homeless. And I discussed kind of a emergency teams going out in the camps, the homeless camps, and doing checkups on the homeless and seeing how they're really doing and keeping an eye. Because, they're not trash, guys. They're human beings, too. I know we all need the help right now. And I'm not wanting nobody to go risk their lives any more than they have to already to save the people that maybe haven't fell that far down in life and society. But Jesus helped a lot of people too. I think there was a story I recall. If I'm wrong, let me know. Yet I'm not ordained except for what he puts in me. To where they were stoning a woman. I think she was a whore or something bad. And they were stoning her, and no. He goes, he who pick up the rock, that's better, throw one at me, or, that kind of thing. So in other words, you got to put yourself in somebody else's place, kind of thing, that where if you're going to judge, and the last thing, believe me, you want to do is judge other people, especially now. There's a good chance that, the Lord is coming, whether you believe it or not, or what you believe. Again, here we don't judge anybody. You got open to do whatever you want. But you should never judge people. It's a bad habit to do. All of us, I'm guilty. I've done it. But I've tried over the years, and I've tried to do a lot less now, and I try to really give back, because there's nothing better than being Santa Claus. Where did he come up with that, you say? Okay, well, that's just a scenario that you're going to understand is when you're Santa Claus, you're a giver. And if any of you kids are watching, Santa Claus helper is what I mean, because there is only one Santa Claus, and he's awesome. And you always got to believe if you want that twinkle in the eye and that special little gift and that special little feeling that we've lost. And unfortunately, we almost had that taken away as Americans and other people in the world during the last administration. That was just, not to go politic on you, but certain things is what I hate to use this phrase too, makes America great, but it really, those things make America great. That and the flag. Come on, guys. I remember going to school and saying I pledge of allegiance for whatever it is. That's why people come to America, or used to, is to become American. And so we could all get together and make this a better place. And somehow we were all put against each other in the last decade, give or take, or more maybe, but especially the last decade. And that was part of their plan too, guys. Separate, conquer, separate, divide, conquer. And now with the plague, the thing is that was kind of a mistake by China. I'll tell you why. First, their people are getting upset over there and really want their freedom now. And I hope to God they fight till every last person to get free. This is their chance. This is their Arab Spring moment. This is the New York part where the 99 percenters got up and they got shut down. This is our, believe it or not, all of ours, no matter what part of the world you guys are in, whether you're Yellow Jacket or whatever you are, anybody that stands up for equal rights, what should be in the world. This is your opportunity. That's the mistake they've made that they didn't realize, is that people now are seeing through, and this is going to become an opportunity if we use it to create and to get better and to move forward. Just don't let it slip away from us, guys. There's something there. Now, to change gears again, now that I've inspired, I hope everybody, for positive. See, it's not that change thing that we were offered by this person and that person. It's called positive change. You want positive change. So with that is, excuse me for a minute. That's my pondering look. The evil genius, some people call it. Joking. That's the moment's here. Believe me. I can feel that too. It's there. So back to all the strange. And I covered it a little earlier. You might go check out the great Dabu 77. It used to be like 3 sevens, I think. He's maybe got 2 channels still. And he covered the beta outlook. And there is something to that. If you've ever, betas basically are video games and stuff. Before they come out, they send this little sample. That the thinking, maybe this is the beta before the big thing coming, to see how everything was going to go and whatever. That's one scenario. And we're going to do a couple of scenarios real quick. The other scenario is Mark of the Beast, one world government coming in. Agenda 21, a little shake and pepper on the side of clearing out a bunch of people too, and a bunch of people that do nothing but take up taxes and have paid into a system their whole life and that are due. The elderly, basically, and now they're getting wiped out. Strange stuff. So there's just a couple scenarios. If you want to go full board religion on this, which you almost have to look, no matter, even if you turn away and you don't want to look, you almost have to look at the Bible and the 7 seals, 7 trumpets, and 7 cups. I covered some of that. You can go cover it yourself. Different people interpret it different. So the one I watched, I kind of like that one. She's plain and cut and dry. And it's not a big old long strung out 2-hour video on it. Which maybe, you want the 2-hour video. But bottom line is, if you go through those things and you watch the hail, the locusts, the bugs, just to think, guys, in my lifetime, I'm almost 60, okay? I have never seen the things that I have seen in the last 20 years, in the last 10 years, in the last 5 years. I'm not kidding you. The die-offs, all the sea animals and all this. I mean, the water just going from places, the water opening up and sucking in the land and the waters and things, the landslides and the storms and the floods. I mean, and the hail. There's been some outrageous hail, and the snow and the weather things that where they've never been before. I mean, so you can't honestly sit back and say that's nuts because it's not. It's black and white and it's there. Now, again, I'm not here to judge you guys. I'm just, when I say religious stuff, I believe, in what I believe. So you can believe what you want to believe. I encourage you to keep an open mind and an open heart. And even if you've went to God, Jesus, whichever you want to call it, that type of religion, and you felt like your back was turned on you and he didn't answer your call or give you that new car that you wanted or your new husband or new babies or whatever it was, let's say. You got to remember, God's a busy man, number one. Number two, he acts on his own time and his own speeds to do things his way. That's what a God does. And a God is merciful. This God loves us. And this God is very forgiving. When you really look at what we've done to this planet, not you and I, guys, but a lot of big business and greedy people and just, we've done bad things to the planet. We've done bad things. We don't eat right. We don't do right. Sometimes we drink too much, smoke too much. We do all these other things. But those are just things, and they're forgiven. And I know I'm on a religious trip now, so I've been on several trips tonight. So you're probably going to want to shut this video off and burn it and move on. But I kind of built this one up and I figure it's time to get it all out there. And then you guys decide. With that, we use the Fair Use Act. The reason I look over there, guys, is because I never remember the name of it. I had actually one of you guys send me that. And the other thing is, everything's unbelievable and hocus pocus and fiction until it's not. And it's not. Okay. Yeah, that's one of Healthcare Sucks' little things. I did some stuff with David Hodges. That guy's got some interesting stuff. I put out some scenarios. The military's moving all around. Things are different right now, guys. Anybody that think things are not different, I don't know what you're thinking, because it is. So I think I covered quite a bit in this video. Man, it's a long one. I don't even want to look. I probably gabbed and preached and discussed and blabbed and shot my mouth off, damn it. But you know what? That's why you're here, is because you kind of enjoy yours truly, I guess. I'm joking. I know you're here to get along and to continue life and hopefully continue life what you had and somewhat a little bit better. Wouldn't that be nice? Just think of it like that. After this, a little bit better. It's kind of like the president. 2 cheeseburgers, not just one. Even though you shouldn't, damn it. That's a no-no. Or 2 pieces of cake. Oh, wait a minute, you shouldn't do that either. So let's say 2 scoops of happiness with another scoop of just feeling good about yourself and the world. And maybe the world will heal just a little bit before the next catastrophe. And sorry to put it like that, but truly, if we're in end times, it's going to be up and down. And if nothing else, guys, look at it like this. We all learned and are learning through this. I mean, even if you're a serious prepper, serious survivalist, I guarantee you the toilet paper thing was like, what the hell? And that's just one of them. There's other things that are out there. Another thing is gas should be $1 everywhere or cheaper. And we're getting rained. Over here, it's like $2.75. I'm thinking to myself, what the hell? And I don't know, just another thing out there, guys, you know? So with that, it's that time. Healthcare sucks. And I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, the video, because it was a really big show. That's right. So tune in next week or next video, and we'll be back. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. Share, stay healthy. Feel free to hit me up. I didn't put my little sign out. I'll do it in the next video. You can send a letter. You can send a text. Well, yeah. No, not yet. Soon. I'm working on that. But you can send an email. And healthcare sucks. Over and out.